Welcome back to the Restoration Codex, featuring my bestie, Miriam of Magdala. In this podcast, we reveal lost spiritual wisdom and feminine power, and I'm dedicated to restoring forgotten spiritual wisdom. And in each episode, I explore hidden teachings, lost voices, and the deeper meanings within our sacred traditions, because the truth isn't gone and it never left. It's simply waiting to be remembered. Guys, this is a special one today. This is very special. For the newly awakened soul, this is a orientation binder, if you will, a spiritual awakening map, key, guide of sorts. Be an adult, use discernment. If any part of this does not resonate, don't fucking force it. You're an adult. I digressed. There has been big shifts happening. Practically every day now. And as someone who is very intuitive, as someone who is a psychic, a medium, as someone who has been on this journey for 10 plus years, I can feel very confident in saying, I can feel even the smallest, minute energy shifts in the collective. What the fuck does that mean, right? I will do my best to not use a lot of new age bullshit. And I want to also simplify the language, not because I think the people that listen and that watch this will, it's not to your intelligence level. I just think there is a really careful fine line between, it's kind of like as a nurse using medical jargon to explain a condition or a medication to a patient. If you use too much medical terms, it's right over their head. It's in one ear, out the other. And that defeats the purpose, because just as I am a nurse, I like to meet people where they're at and give them information to help make their own informed decisions, because I want to respect your sovereignty as a soul. And given that we are in a free will setting, please take whatever I say with a grain of salt. It is not the only truth in the world. I just kind of wish I had this in the first few years. And it's a template of sorts, because for the newly awakened soul, this guide isn't linear, meaning it doesn't just go in one direction and that's it. There are regressions. You do take some steps back. Why? Because that's the human fucking experience, and that's what it is. So it's not to say that these things happen in order. There is no hierarchy in this. I just want to talk to you as a person, from one awakened soul to another, especially if you have just begun to see the world a little differently than you did yesterday, maybe. And we're gonna kiki it. We're gonna play it. This is chill. I try to make it as chill as possible. Also, disclaimer: if you don't like cussing, this is not the video for you. Because I would put a sailor to shame with my potty mouth. But that's how I operate in my authentic self. And I've heard, I have sources that's relatable as fuck, so I'm going to stick with it. So you're a newly awakened soul. You're like, what the fuck is this place? Place being Earth. What the fuck is actually going on? There has to be more to this whole experience than what the media or society is painting it out to be. And Diva, you are correct. There is so much. And I want to start with this. Something has shifted in you, and maybe it happened, like I said, suddenly, like within the last 24 hours, or maybe this has been a gradual thing. It could be a moment of profound clarity. It could be a loss of someone. It could be a near-death experience. Or something that could be described as like you just cracked wide open. There are so many catalysts within a spiritual awakening. So if those sound like anything that you've been through, you know? Maybe it crept in really slowly. Maybe it was like this quiet knowing that's been in the background that you've had your entire life, but you're like not sure what the fuck to do with it. Either way, I am here for you. We are here for you. And I hope this is helpful. And I also want to make a point to say that a spiritual awakening, because comparison is really the thief of joy. I know, corny, but it's true. Like, it's true. Comparison is the thief of joy. No one spiritual awakening is the same. And thank fucking God for that, because honestly, imagine how fucking boring that would be. Your spiritual, or my spiritual, it's the beginning of a walk. And what I share is, it's not intended to give you the answers or to give you the cheat codes, because there's some shit you got to learn by yourself, Diva. There's some shit you got to learn by yourself. I'm just here as a tool. I'm here for feedback if you want it. I'm here for advice if you want it. I never intend to give unsolicited advice, because when people try and give it to me, I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up. So, in whatever way this floats your boat, maybe it plants the seed. Maybe it helps you ask more introspective questions, because a spiritual awakening, if anything, is going inward, not necessarily going upward and ascending. And maybe you can learn from my mistakes. I don't know, maybe. Okay, so the first thing, what the fuck just happened to you? Right? What the fuck just happened to me? A spiritual awakening is a reorganization, not just a transformation alone. It's a lot of things combined into one. And you haven't necessarily become someone new. It's just that your perspective is changing, or you're taking on a few different perspectives at one time. You started to see more clearly of who you are, what you are, what you like, what you don't like, what is fulfilling, and what really just feels like a gray cloud over you. And your awareness to that, your awareness to, hey, this used to make me happy, but it kind of doesn't ring the same anymore. That's the divine spark within you that has lit the fuck up like the 4th of July. And it feels scary and overwhelming, but for the most part, it is a good thing. It is a good thing. And it can feel really exhilarating, but also like emotionally exhausting at the same time. It's a clusterfuck of shit, fuckity fuck, if I'm being quite honest with you. But, as the good Lord once said, fear not, because it is destabilizing, and it's grief-inducing, and it's lonely, and it's everything. And that is all pretty common. Some common experiences in early awakenings include, but are not limited to, the following: a sudden inability to tolerate things that used to feel normal, like small talk, certain relationships, routines. When I tell you guys, oh my God, this one hit so hard, because when I tell you that small talk now causes a visceral reaction in my body. I get so incredibly uncomfortable. I will do it. I will mask. But long term, it's just not sustainable for me anymore. I don't give a fuck. You can ask me how work has been, sure. And I'll tell you, because I'm not fucking rude. But just know that that is like the least interesting thing about me. I have an aversion to small talk, especially if I have established relationships with people already. And if said people aren't like spiritually awakened, I'm not blaming them, because I still have something to learn from people who you still use small talk in their everyday. It doesn't make them good or bad or anything. It's just, I'm aware that it's something I try like actively not to participate in, but I will if there's need. You can also feel a heightened sensitivity to emotions and energy. Some people consider themselves as empaths, right? You like walk into a room and you feel the shift. You feel the energy, maybe somatically. You can hear, you can smell it in your gut, or you just know like, something is different. You can suddenly have a hunger for meaning that ordinary life doesn't satisfy anymore. You just want to go deeper. You just want to know more than what has been given to you on surface level through like media, through school, through family. You may feel like you're between worlds, like Earth doesn't feel like home anymore. More to come on that later. And you could have periods of profound peace alternating with periods of depression, confusion, grief, fear. Again, I say, fear not. He, she, they, fear not. So what the fuck do you do with that? The simplest way that I can put it, again, without overcomplicating it, without using new age jargon bullshit, because that's also very important to me as someone who has already lived these experiences, is to make the knowledge and the wisdom that I have accessible. Like I don't even know, and I don't even know, maybe you could tell me, I don't even know if there are still, creators on social media who like kind of gatekeep like concepts of spiritual awakening, which like, what are we doing, y'all? Like, what the fuck are we at? That it defeats the purpose. Like, a spiritual awakening is not exclusive. Like, you don't have to earn it. You don't have to be a chosen one. There's no, oh, here's a hot take. There's no such thing as the chosen ones. That is some bullshit. I will not, at least not in the way that maybe a lot of people understand it. It gets a lot more deep and complicated than that. But here's a simple thing that I've found has really helped. It's simple, it's free, and you can do it anywhere. When any of those things come up, any of those experiences are coming up, your sensitivity to energy, your hunger for learning more, any of the things that I just talked about, name as best you can what it is you think you're experiencing in that moment. For 30 seconds, pause on ruminating about the past and pause on being anxious about the future for like 30 seconds, and just name out loud what you are feeling, not why. The why comes later. Don't force the why, it will come to you. But what is it that you are experiencing right now? Are you in a transition? And transitions can be uncomfortable by nature. So yeah, that's your homework. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. And honor your own experience of, a spiritual awakening. like I said, what I share with you will be a template, but at the same time, we are in a free will setting. You are a sovereign soul. I will never try and heal you or give advice, because at least not unsolicited, like at least unsolicited advice. Like if you ask me, I'll give you my perspective, but at the end of the day, you are gonna do whatever the fuck you want, because you are a sovereign soul and you still have, say it with me, shit to learn. And those lessons are for you and you only. I cannot give you the cheat code, nor would I want to give you the cheat codes, because in learning the lessons that we have to learn, that's how you grow and all that good shit. Anyway, so yeah, I hope what we talk about, starting with this video and going forward, is at the very least helpful in some way, or maybe it plants a seed, or maybe it lights up that divine spark within you, because we keep it simple here on the Restoration Codex podcast. And if this episode resonated with you, please follow and maybe save it for later. If something didn't resonate, it usually always does though. Or if you have someone close to you that's maybe going through something like this, you never know. It could bring them comfort or perspective in ways that they may need it. Or maybe share it with someone who's also searching for deeper meaning in this crazy fucking experience. All right, my friends, until next time, peace the fuck out from me and Miriam. And remember that the story is still unfolding. Be patient with yourself. Be kind in everything that you do. Be sovereign in everything that you do. And that is another page of the Codex Restored. Peace.